Wars villain, Snoke. Yeah.
Snoke, iconic.
Iconic. You
I
think
love
of Star
his rich
Wars,
backstory.
Snoke comes to
Yeah.
mind.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Like
I
really
think of
getting to
him
know
all
him
the time.
and understand him and his
Yeah.
goals and aspirations
Such
and,
an
and where he came
interesting-
from.
Well,
Very
love when he
fun.
gets
before we
chopped.
really make someone mad
Hi,
talking about
players.
Star Wars Online, hi everyone and welcome to the Dreamlands. My name is Philip, and I am the Senate. I'm
That's
on
not
this
what
board,
it says.
and I am surrounded and ensconced by some wonderful players. Say, dream a little dream of us, players.
Hello.
Dream a little dream of us.
Wow.
Players.
You know what? Say
Wow,
what you
I've
want
never
to.
been. Oh wow, I've never been left hanging like that
Say
in any
what you
group
want
before.
to about
Wow.
Friday, but they are team players.
I don't believe in
Excuse
that.
me,
I get
I'm here. What more do you want from me?
to speak as a group when we give you a little fun call and response.
No,
Okay, well, there you go.
I showed up.
They are try-hard
I
actors.
clocked in.
And they are
What-
ready to jump into, they're ready to yes and
Yeah.
anything.
I don't have an excuse. I'm
Yes.
not an actor. I'm just a.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm
fool,
not an
I
actor.
guess.
What?
I guess I'm just a fool.
And I will mention that in our current Friday game, just to besmirch those people since I just complimented them, I can't let that stand. There was a circumstance in which I had them all wake up and there's kind of like a thing going on where they've all awoken and they all have like all these memories of their other characters and whatever. And I waited a few sessions and then I said, what do you all look like? And every single one of those vain motherfuckers just said themselves. They all just look exactly like themselves. And they couldn't.
Perfect.
And chat was like, and what a good looking group it is. And they were just like feeding off of it. It was so upsetting.
Oh no. Oh no.
And you know, I love them. They're
Purple.
great. They jump in. But since Lauren's not here tonight, I can really like go after them. Well,
Yeah, didn't Jeremy say he looked like you?
Jeremy did. But then he immediately said,
That's-
"No, I look like me." Yeah,
That's a solid move, though.
What a
I
it was
cop
good.
out.
It was good.
really should have stuck with that.
He's like, no, I just.
Got to stick to your guns.
Yeah.
That's so good.
I guess technically Liv did not say she looked like her. She goes, I just look like a young Julia Stiles, and we're like, okay, so you got it. That was pretty. Anyway, hi everyone. How are you all doing tonight? Other than we've been talking all about all sorts of characters from movies before we logged on and went live here.
The best movie, Madam
Oh.
Web. Now on Netflix.
We were
Also-
stream Madam Web, everyone.
Madam
please.
Web.
Also,
begging.
we have confirmed KJ's theory that Godzilla and Mothra
Are married? Yes.
are married because of the existence of Ghidorah,
Yes.
who is a winged lizard monster. Who's clearly the offspring.
Yes.
He's an alien.
I'm pretty sure
No, that's the baby.
the baby. And so, so that is the baby
I mean,
just dressing up for
I
Halloween as an
he's-
alien?
I agree that he's probably not a citizen.
Okay.
You know.
Oh yeah,
Are
no.
we-
Okay, this is what
We're
happened.
gonna talk
Okay.
about kaiju rights here.
Godzilla and Mothra get married and bang, right? Then
Of course.
she lays her egg, but it gets lost in the space somehow. So
Oh, Godzilla lays an egg like in the Matthew Broderick Godzilla in Madison Square
Yeah.
Garden.
sure,
Okay.
yeah. And then the egg
Well, there
winds
was
up in
more
space.
than one egg in
So,
Madison Square
it's
Garden.
it's their baby, but they don't know it's their baby. The baby doesn't know that that's their parents. That's what it is. That's
Is-
why they fight.
Is Mothra also a good guy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mothra is
Oh.
a good guy, right? Yeah, Mothra's often helping.
Oh,
It's also
It's all a
interesting
matter of
that
perspective.
only in the original. I mean,
As-
there have been reboots and things, but only in the original Godzilla is Godzilla like
Yeah.
a problem.
Philip,
In
I think
all
as you
subsequent
will
Godzilla movies, Godzilla was the good guy.
I think as
No,
you will
he was a
discover in life,
problem. Godzilla 1985. I know that one.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
But is that a
I think
reboot?
as you will discover in life, Philip, it all depends on a point of view. You know.
Well, I can't really get into that point.
I did really like in the new one the Godzilla X Kong, whatever the fuck it's called. They
Godzilla
showed
collab
Godzilla-
Kong.
They,
I like by
They showed
Kong. I like that
Godzilla-
he's authored.
they showed him napping in the Coliseum, and I was like, "That's fucking funny." I I don't know, something about just like him curled up in there. And I'm like, first of all, he would have done way more damage getting that thing, but second of all, I need more of that. It was the best like shot.
Understood.
Does anyone remember that after the U.S. Godzilla movie came out, they of course made a spin-off cartoon series on Saturday?
Oh, do I remember that cartoon? I remember
you
seeing
mean after
that.
the Broderick one,
The
right?
yeah.
Because I remember
Yes.
that animated cartoon.
the Matthew Broderick Godzilla. I went and saw that opening weekend.
Oh, yeah.
And
So did I, because I was like 12 or something like that.
I mean, it was rough in ways no one was ready for. That is one of those. That is one of the first movies where I remember being like this is bad and that's great. You know what I mean? Like, oh, this is terrible. Like just like laughing at the movie the whole time as a terrible, 12 or 13-year-old.
I will say I also went to see that. I went to see that opening day, and that was one of the rare things we don't do with marketing anymore, where they kept just teasing, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was like, there's a foot, here's a tail, we'll never show you the full thing, right? And I was like, great. I was so excited to see what this whole monster looked like. In Maine, we drove to like the 45 minutes to get to the closest movie theater at that period in time, but we were early. We were there like an hour early, so we went to Toys R Us.
And then it had just been released.
I walked in and there was a massive Godzilla display everywhere.
Well, because that
And
was
I saw
also
everywhere what it looked like.
But I think it
so
was
mad.
also
Wow.
it was like the week before it came out. I believe it was the cover of Entertainment Weekly was the new design. And it
really?
made everyone go, uh-oh, because boy is that design bad compared to just Godzilla. That's also, I mean, that used to happen all the time. I mean, it still happens with toys to some extent, but I remember the episode 1 was spoiled a few days before released by some of the toys, and
Other toys.
more importantly, the soundtrack.
Yep. I was just going to bring up the soundtrack. I looked at the back of the soundtrack before I went to see that movie.
The sort of song titles tell you some big plot points.
Yeah. One of them is called Qui-Gon's Funeral.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Well, like maybe he was like hosting one.
Yeah.
It's like his funeral jam.
For the
Early
Jedi, they do
host.
this thing called a funeral. It's very different.
Yeah.
No, it's the one he hosted for a bunch of nameless people.
Yeah.
Qui-Gon Jinn's funeral speech? No. Well, also a track, like 2 tracks before that is called Qui-Gon's Noble End, so they're kind of spelling it out for you.
Again, maybe he just finished a novel. He was really excited about it.
That being said, can I sing Qui-Gon's funeral to you? I actually can.
Yes. Yes, do it. Please. I'm begging.
That one is bum 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 ba da 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 da, and then it goes into the lyrics part, which is in I think like Sanskrit, and I don't know, I can't sing the Sanskrit, but it's what they also play during Amidala's funeral. Spoiler for Revenge of the Sith.
How dare you spoil?
What?
She dies?
She does. It's the one that goes Mama na swebna da 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 swebna do 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 do. Okay, so anyway, well, this has been fun.
I had only watched episode 1 because it just come out in theaters.
Did
right?
you see
like
that
a week
episode
ago.
1, like they did release, and everyone is like furious about it? You know about this? That episode 1 is the most streamed Star Wars movie on Disney Plus.
Wow.
Is it?
And people are like really mad, like, and like, Gen Xers are like, the world is bad. And it's like obviously it is, because anyone who hasn't seen Star Wars will start with episode 1.
Right.
Yeah.
Then they don't watch episode 2
Also-
because that's all they need to see of Star Wars.
Also-
because some of them are bad.
It's the 25th anniversary, so that's going to trigger people to go watch it again, right? Like,
Sure.
I'm sure, because we're, 3 years away from the 60th anniversary of A New Hope. I'm
50th.
sure that'll...
Oh,
50th,
yeah.
But
50th, okay.
well, I see now that it's 7:57. So as fun as this is,
Here we go. Well, that's what happens when you talk about Star Wars with a
really
bunch of
is.
Star Wars nerds.
Yeah, Star Wars, Godzilla. We got a lot to discuss.
Back to Madam Web.
Anyway,
Now the
Madam Web.
the rest
Don't
of the night
forget,
is dedicated
it's
to Madam Web.
streaming.
Yeah, sorry.
You know what
yeah,
I have
last
to
thing
plug tonight? Madam Web.
is... Yeah, save that for the end. That'll be...
Great. Can't wait.
he was in the Amazon with my mom when she was researching spiders just before she died. I had to find the exact wording of it, but a line
But that's
like
not
that.
in the actual movie.
It's not. Yeah, it's not even in the movie. That's
No, it's not. It's so sad.
It's such a good line. They should have put that in the movie.
They should have kept it. I don't know how that didn't make it.
I mean, there's so much other good stuff. There wasn't any time to add that.
I know.
stupid-
You couldn't even get the best line.
There
in the
was
movie.
not.
But that's
not
what they
an
talk
ounce
about
of
when they
room.
say kill your spiders. That's what it's about. So let's talk a little bit about this game. It's wonderful to have you all here tonight. Nova, I'll give you a Do you remember what the last thing you remember is this one?
From last week when I said I wanted to stay with my friends.
Well, yeah, what what was the? Were you here 2 weeks, 3 weeks ago? When do you?
2 weeks ago.
Did you? Okay, so you weren't there. Okay, so you weren't there for the Dread Fighter, and you weren't there for. I think that maybe you were there for the one before that.
Game show. Dread Fighter.
Oh wow, the one. But yeah, it was Game Show Dread Fighter. Were you at Provinia? Did you go to the shop where they locked you guys? Where they imprisoned you?
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
cool,
That's the last one I was at, and
perfect.
I had a blast.
Okay, so subsequent to that, you've only missed a couple. Subsequent to that, they went back to the fighting game universe. I'm not sure you went there the first time either. They did a thing called Dread Fighter. It was a sort of horror fighting thing. They found out some good intel about the Nightmare Rider, and everybody got into a fight. And Asha is like breaking hearts across the multiverse of big furry things. She's got a Sasquatch indoor and wild range. She's got she has I think
bartenders. 2 bartenders.
There's 2 bartenders, one of whom is not a big furry guy, right? He's just a man. We're just men. We're just innocent men. But now she has a sexy, like, Roman togaed werewolf named Lycanthus, who they had like a sexy fight together. And she was so upset because Corinna ripped the page out before she could go over to him and give him a pickup line of "My home is the moon," which is just like, what's more
Dominic
perfect than that? Oh, Dominic did it. I'm sorry. Corinna did also pull out the page too early last week, though. Last week, the group went back to the TV universe and went on a game show that functioned really normally and everything was fine. It was called A Fool and Quiz Money. Soon go their separate pays. And they managed to get an important piece of the omniversal essence out of that, which Henry says is some real powerful, like the fabric of reality under everything. Be very careful about this. Fillion and DJ3 said, "Can we touch it?" And he said, "Don't have any strong intentions in mind, but I guess that's okay." Well, DJ3 touched it and apparently had a very intense intention in mind. He thought, I believe, in order, he thought about boats, hockey, and home. Was that your 3-point thing? And sure enough, he went home. Henry was like, okay, if Callie or Nova want to touch this, they can go home, but both wanted to stay here. Nova because, like I'm looking forward. Callie because, she's like, no, now I'm worried about Frankie, and now you've told us that Medina... Oh! Yeah, and you know about the Medina...
Yes, that Medina... Yeah. That was crazy. The
Medina stuff and all that. So basically, Callie's like, well, now I have to find Medina and Frankie, and now one of the main people who'll help with that is gone, so thanks a lot, DJ3. DJ3, however, can still appear as a dream form to you, and in fact, he will here in a moment. But with that, Henry said we may need to find a new operative, for our mission and all this stuff. So, he also was worried because he realized DJ3 did have those enchanted skates and stick with him, which they won't allow him to fly or create unlimited pucks, but there'll be some extra texture on DJ3 playing hockey, which is, oh well.
Doesn't even need it.
Doesn't need it, but now that he has
he's the best.
He can he Gretzky? Can he reach Gretzky levels?
Oh.
The great one. All right, so with that, we will rejoin the park. As we will say that actually we'll sort of cut into the park here. Corinna and Treason are off doing something. But Asha, Nova, Fillion, and Dominic are all around, and DJ3 appears to you in sort of like a dreaming state. Oh, and I will say, can everyone, except DJ3, you actually don't need to, could everyone please roll luck for the day? So you're going to roll your 4d8.
Should I roll it out of principle from last time?
You can roll it out of principle.
Sure.
Oh my god, I hope your dice fall through a black hole. Are you out of your fucking mind?
2 3s.
Understood. So DJ3 does have 5.
No, he gets fucking nothing.
Actually, no, DJ3 gets 5 right now.
Are we at full power?
You are all at full power.
Okay.
And I just messaged you something, as you guys sort of pick your luck, DJ3 does appear to you in his kind of like quasi-translucent dreaming state. And Henry is kind of walking over and saying, "Oh, good, yes, wonderful. I thought he might appear. Hello, Doug."
Oh, Nova.
Hello.
This is for you. He's turned into a ghost.
I'm a good ghost.
Oh
my
dear.
god.
Oh,
This means
did that
we're
kill
best
you?
friends. This is so
Huh.
cool.
Did I
Can
kill
you
you?
talk to my other friends?
Yes, the professor and the TA.
No, I
Say
meant
hi.
my deceased friends.
Oh,
Are you asking if? Okay.
no, they didn't come with me.
Doug, I have been visiting Harley in her dreams, but was sort of, I can bring you here more easily. Are you settling in all right? Are the absences of Nova and Callie and Frankie, have they been, and your old friend, I forget the other one's name. I never met the lad. The
Connor.
Connor, yes. Have their
Oh,
absences been
Connor.
explained away all right as of now, or?
I'm just reflexively mad when you say his name.
I don't know. Let's see. Has there?
Make a luck
Have
roll,
the-
DJ3. Using your sweet.
Oh, that's.
Oh wait, no.
this
If you have
one.
that, you get 6 luck if you rolled 3 2s.
No, I had 2 3s.
Okay, then you're fine. Yeah.
Nothing. No matches.
You can say, like people are beginning to ask questions.
Yeah, I think people are noticing that there's 3 missing students now. Actually, I guess they forgot about Medina. So 3 missing students. Yeah.
As well, and we have not forgotten about Medina, certainly. Well, DJ3, continue. Whatever you can do, anytime you can tell people, oh yes, I received a text from Frankie wherever she's and blah blah blah. That would be helpful to our sort of goals.
Oh, I told some people they were in like a comic book world. They didn't believe me.
Doug. All right.
Shocker.
Well, okay. Well, maybe.
I mean, who's
why
gonna
don't-
believe that?
Why don't you tell them? Why don't you tell them some more probable possibilities they would believe to sort of take the sort of trouble off of things? Maybe. No?
Yeah. I'll do what I can. I will say though, I haven't come back to the ice. Got a little extra pep.
Yes, I was afraid.
Extra
Well,
pep in my step.
I can't deal with that right now. Just please try
I
not
guess I
to.
don't even need to practice anymore.
Try not to accidentally kill anyone with your. You probably have some serious ability there. However, you can certainly listen to this, but this brief. But I do have a mission for the rest of you. It looks like Corinna and Trees will be sitting this one out. But for the rest of you, we have another sort of mazy thread that we're going to be working on. I know there are a lot of open things, but I'm sending you back to the Condor universe, to a world called Halvan. This is a very interesting world. It's sort of, it's a smaller map and a bit more focused of a sort of material plane. There exists on this world a group of gnomes who crafted very incredible, sort of magically infused. They call them their masterworks. They are these sort of doll folk. You probably see where I'm going with this. They are living dolls. They are sort of automata, which is not uncommon on many worlds, but these are different. These automata, there's sort of 12 of them, although there have been others in other contexts. These automata are basically the greatest sort of, they're sort of the paragons of their respective fields, these 12 masterworks. And for many years they have sort of been apart. Each one of them almost sort of rules over its own little kingdom. There's all sorts of kind of local drama we don't need to get into, but the point is, these automata, these masterworks, are convening for the first time since their creation, over 100 years ago. Maybe it could be 200-300 years, I'm not totally certain on the timeline. The point is, these things they're gathering, and from what I can tell of the dreams of their retainers, they are discussing something which they're referring to as the May Sea.
Like Macy.
Hey, that sounds like Maisie.
Amazing.
I knew
My
that this group
friend.
Well, and yes, your friend Nova, but also more
And my
importantly,
sworn enemy.
yes, our collective foe. But all right, sure.
I hope that
One
won't
I'm
create
sort
a
of
rift
indifferent
Sure.
to.
with you, Nova.
Sorry,
Ryan?
Go ahead.
Mm.
So I cut someone
I was
off.
just noting that all of you had strong feelings except for me because
Yeah, okay, gotcha. Henry says, so, we wish for you to go and
Yeah, yeah.
investigate this sort of conclave of these powerful sort of doll folk. If you can dissuade them from sort of joining forces with Maisie, that would sort of be for the best. But it is certainly understandable that these living dolls, as they are sort of known, might have a sort of proclivity towards her. It might be sort of good to,
Not
Just so I
allowed.
understand what we're dealing with, on a scale of Golem to Frederica, where do these dolls fall? As I understand Golem, I understand the undead woman we brought back that's made from pieces.
These are much more akin to you, Filian. They are not.
Oh, interesting.
They're not soft. They are hard like you.
Okay.
Asha,
Well,
I'm
there's
so
a-
sorry, but try not to. Asha giggling, it's fine.
Wait. So are they're individuals then?
Yes. They are sort of. They were. I suppose I can tell you sort of. They were crafted by a group of gnomes. I don't need to go into the whole thing, but in this world there is a sort of predominant belief in a rather sort of present life universal force that is called Mat. M-A-T, and everyone sort of kind of lets this Mat guide them. It's this kind of like universal sort of energy spirit that kind of guides the world and sort of helps find a balance. And among other things, it can sort of occasionally, it seems to reincarnate great souls sort of for use again in the future when needed. I don't know. The point is, the Torrret, which is this group of gnomes who crafted these masterworks, they oppose the idea of people being reincarnated. They wanted to build something with their sort of own clockwork, cogs and gears and sort of gnomish magic, something that would last forever. And what they crafted were these 12 living dolls who sort of have no need of sort of reincarnation because they are sort of meant to be sort of eternal, undying, unaging creatures. So that's just some backstory on what they are.
All right.
And understandably, there's a concern, and I've seen it now that sort of they are now convening about something called the May Sea, which I'm pretty sure, as we all got to, is about Maisie. So we just want to make sure that these 12 incredibly powerful sort of constructs, sort of paragons of their sort of type and ability and archetype do not join with Maisie, because that could that could be a rather powerful sort of feather in her cap.
Practically speaking, then, how do we take them out if they do want to go toward Maisie's side?
I don't know that you'll be able to take them out. I mean, you can certainly try. I would hope that you could either convince them one way or another that Maisie is not a good ally. If they choose to go with her, then it is simply this is more a sort of reconnaissance report, situation that, well, they're choosing this, so now this is a problem we'll have to deal with, kind of thing. You understand?
All right.
Yes.
How likely is it that she shows up?
I don't know. I hope I would imagine some form of her will be there. Some avatar, but Maisie doesn't show up the way some of the other master mages, such as Dracula or Sherlock. You said my name. Yes, thank you, Sherlock. Some of them tend to show up sort of in person. Maisie being a doll, she sort of often is using influence a little more subtly. I can also be very subtle, after all. I'm Sherlock Holmes, the greatest mind in the world, in all the multiverse.
Very subtle, very discreet.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I do not exist on this plane, so if you'd like me to join you. I exist elsewhere in the Condor universe, but I'm not there, so I can come with you if you'd like.
I'd
I'm
rather
not.
die a
Yeah, you should go with them.
DJ3 thinks I should go with you. We're down a man, so you'll need my astute ability.
Just trying to do my part, guys. Probably won't be as good or as quick-witted. or anywhere near as capable.
I'm sorry, DJ3. I don't usually like to impugn you, but were those the things that you thought you added to the group?
Ah,
Because you have strengths. I wouldn't count those as them.
I mean, they're one of many. One of many.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Well,
Honestly, more hands sounds like a good idea, so I'm not opposed to Sherlock coming with us.
oh, I don't, Sherlock. I'm not sure that you need to go with them. He's looking. So like Dominic's saying he could. He's kind of looking to Nova. Filian has made his thing. He absolutely does not. He'll look at Asha kind of for a. Does Asha give a head shake or a nod about Sherlock?
Asha will nope, she's going to just start talking to Scoo.
Understood. Asha gives nothing, and Henry's like, he'll look at Nova. Does Nova give a? Nova gives a no. That will sort of tie it, and he'll say, "Actually, Sherlock, there is something I need to speak with you about here." And Sherlock goes, "I see through your attempt to keep me here, whatever. But suffice it to say, we won't be having any kind of coffee shop romance." What the hell?
What about your gentlemanly needs?
Yeah,
Oh, we get coffee shop?
no, that
We get romance?
He's talking about some sort of thing. I don't have gentlemanly needs. Well, I do, but that's not the point. Never mind. And Sherlock goes off. Henry goes, "Jeez, I can't. All right, whatever. Well, good luck to you all. Dominic, here's the book. Good fortune, happy hunting."
Wait, so are you
Happy hunting, everybody.
Is Ghost DJ3 coming with us?
No, unfortunately, he cannot. He won't be able to
Aww.
manifest in that other realm, but he's here to.
Asha's gonna just stick her hand through
All
him.
right, best
Bless
of luck, everybody.
you.
If you want to ever come home, Nova, just touch the crystal thing.
Actually, yes,
No,
I have
okay.
removed the crystal because Nova, if you ever want to go home, speak to me. No,
No.
The shard of the omniversal essence is no longer available for shenanigans. I've decided. Filian, I will mention. The rest of you, Asha, you will be a unique figure there, but you won't be it won't be impossible. Dominic, Nova, you'll be sort of considered. Although Nova, they will refer to you not as a human, but as a Holman or a Hallwoman. Just so you know, that's sort of the term they use for your species there. For our species, Filian. These are sort of constructs, so they may be very happy to see another construct, even one so diminutive. If you'd rather have a flesh machine, we can stick you in one. You still look like a lich, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I'll go as a lich. That seems fine.
All right, understood.
Or unless you can make just what it look like a larger version of me. So I'm just me, but that size.
Actually, yes, I can. And he glamours the thing to look like a giant minifigure.
That's better.
Giant minifigure, so just a figure?
Yes, but sort of yellow plastic and, yeah.
Kind of like how Boo's called a giant miniature space hamster, or miniature giant space hamster.
Yeah.
Very good. Well, on that note, happy hunting, my friends.
All right,
Wait, who's in charge of the book?
Dominic,
I've got it.
Okay.
Stick it in my jacket pocket.
good luck, my friends. May Mars
Bye.
guide you. That's what they say there. DJ3 goes. So, we will say that you guys can, dream walk there without incident, and you eventually emerge in a swelteringly hot desert, in the shadow of a sort of very imposing fortress. You're next to someone who's like in a tent. There are many tents outside. It seems to be like army retinues, and the four of you have emerged next to some kind of weird, not weird, just some soldier in a tent who's come here with a retinue. He's camping outside. His dream was boring.
Yeah, I bet.
But yeah, there's this huge fortress before you, the gates of which are open, and you see various individuals are sort of going in and out. If you glance around, the desert is very hot, but you don't really see anything else in any kind of, if you sort of gaze.
Is it hotter than the jungles that Asha's from?
Oh, definitely hotter than Endor, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Much, much hotter. It's like Tatooine hot. Because it's very far east, and in this world, west is cold and east is hot. There you
But it's
go.
not Mustafar hot.
Probably not Mustafarian hot, no. That being said, as you guys arrive there are several sort of figures, sort of kind of looking around. But Kevin, if you would please, on your new character sheet, if you would please give me a look roll.
Oh,
Okie dokie.
I love it. Don't see us and sign out.
And yeah, it's like, nope, no problem. I'll just do my own thing.
Doug's watching Madam Web. 2 5s.
With 2 5s. And I think, shadows and sort of kind of a thing like that. You notice 4 figures emerge kind of out of nowhere in the shadows of one of these tents. You spot them. You also can change your name if you'd like to.
Yes, I was doing that now.
I legitimately assumed it was just an alternate version of DJ3.
Sadly, no.
Could be.
I assumed it was gonna be DJ4.
There.
There we go. So as you sort of spot them, that's right. There's 3 R's in a row.
Okay.
There's no punctuation between
My
them.
eyes started to glitch out.
I assume that's because you roll the R's.
It is, yes, it's
Zekas
Torrret.
Torrret.
Perfect.
Oh hell!
Perfect. Zekas Torrret.
I can't roll
So,
my R's.
And I must have my name pronounced in full.
Zekas,
every time when
if I can tell you what your elf eyes see, you see
Yeah.
these 4 figures emerge from this shadow in a rather bizarre way. And I would like you to make a detect vibe roll under your will.
Nothing.
Nothing.
2 4 6 8.
Understood. Something about them. Who do we appreciate? This you don't know about them. You're not sure what's going on with them. You're not certain their vibe.
But I know they're potentially the ones that I was sent to meet.
You have no sense of that, but they did just appear out of nowhere, which is a powerful kind of magic, but they do not look like locals to you. I'll say that.
I will sneak and try to follow them and figure out.
Great. So give me a sneak roll as you do that. For the rest of you, you have emerged here. There are people around, but what do you want to do? There is this massive fortress. Everyone's entering it.
Man, that seems like the most obvious course of action, right?
Know about the courtyard, see what the vibe is of the area.
Sure.
Taking visitors.
Why don't you do a detect vibe?
Or
Is that what you want to do? Is that what you were asking for, or was there a different
yeah,
role?
sure.
Yeah, perfect.
Detect the vibe.
With my knowledge of castles, is there any way that, like, stepping inside this fortress, I can, like, sort of determine where the most likely area would be for a meeting like this?
Ooh, I like that. You absolutely can. I think that would be... If you guys are sort of walking there, the things open, so you're able to at least get into the entrance here. Give me an analyze, and let's just give you a bonus for castles. You're from castles.
Sure.
Like the man
So,
bonus.
one of those guys.
Dominic,
I got a
what did you
pair of
have for
threes.
yours?
A pair of 3s.
Pair
Fantasy.
of 3s. Fantasy. This is a fantasy world, very on brand here. Yes, Dominic. The vibe here seems to be one of cautious concern. Based on what Henry said, but you know what this is, Dominic, to put it into your world?
Uh-huh.
A bunch of different families are all gathering for a sit down. So they've brought all their soldiers and made men.
All
with
the
them.
muscle are
all the
here.
muscles kind of hanging around, so it is kind of like a powder keg, but nobody wants to be the one to start it, or the Don's gonna really give them a talking to. So that's the energy here. Filian, how did you do on your roll? And then Zekas, on to you.
I have 2 1s and 2 2s. I think, given that 2s regard horror and Maisie, I'll choose that to be the dominant.
As you sort of enter this tower, you notice that this fortress has a single spire that is shaped very much like a javelin, sort of sticking up into the sky. And you would suspect that in that tower is probably where if these doll folk consider themselves so above everyone else kind of vibe, you think that's where they'll be.
In my experience, when you don't want to disseminate information, you hide up as high as you can to see any threats, any onlookers coming. So that's probably where they're meeting.
Okay. By the way, are all the people or things around us, they're all the constructs, right?
No, they're not constructs.
Huh.
They're humans, dwarves, a lot of gnomes. Probably the most common species you're seeing is gnome. So Asha, you are average height right now. But there are plenty of other taller things, and so Dominic and Nova and Filian, amusingly, are all kind of standing up here. It's probably, I would probably say let's say it's like 2/3 are gnomes. Zekas.
So Asha majority.
Asha majority. Zekas, what did you have for your sneak?
2 5s.
2 5s. Staying in the shadows. That's a real good one for sneaking. So yes, I will say with that, Zekas, you can follow this new group.
So so now that the spire has been pointed out by Filian,
Yes.
what's the security around the base of that or the entrances there?
No roll is required as you glance over there. There seems to be a much sort of, though people seem to be like milling around this courtyard of the fortress and going into like other areas, that tower, the base of that tower, does have a little bit more substantial guards. They are, it's mainly dwarves, who are sort of just like standing guard, looking very hale and hardy. Heavy armor, big axes.
Okay.
I take that back. They would have a variety of weapons. There might be an axe in one hand. They don't have uniform weapons. Now that I think about it, they would be very specifically not. Yeah.
One of them has the sword, one of them has the bow, and one of them has their axe.
You have my sword and my bow. Yeah. Yep, that's the idea.
Okay. Alright. Is there any place we can just sit down and have a strategy discussion?
Absolutely. Many little you can just sit on some barrels here. If you guys want to sort of gather for a moment and discuss your next move.
Okay. Any other alternate entrances to the spire around there, or is it all at the base of this thing?
There are none immediately observable, but you guys could do some looking and scouting if you wanted.
Okay.
Throughout whatever the whole conversation is, Asha's just going to be randomly kind of trying to shake the sand out of her toes.
Fur in the sand. I love it. All right, so if you guys start talking about that, Zekas, do you do anything, or you're just kind of posted up in a little?
Wait, hold on. Is there no paved roads, or are they all sand?
The courtyard would have some paving, some paved stone.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Star Wars movie.
Sorry, it's a quick side note. There was one episode of Bad Bash where there was a paved road, and it blew my mind. It blew my mind. I didn't know what was happening.
This isn't Star Wars. What is this? Star
I
Trek?
had to turn it off. I was like, "What is?" Yeah.
Anyway, Dominic.
Seeing.
I'm all-
Oh, good.
Nah, you go ahead. Whatever you were doing.
I will size the tower up and down, noticing that they are interested in that.
Okay. Sounds good. So you'll also be sort of scoping the tower. Pierce, would you roll me a d12?
4. 8.
I love it. You guys hear there's a sort of kind of like a hush falls over the crowd, and a being begins to walk through the courtyard from one of those side entrances. It is a construct the likes of which you have never seen. It is one of the most striking forms any of you have seen. Zekas, you're familiar with the idea, but you have not seen one in person, certainly. What is walking here is this very perfectly formed sort of construct of yellow ceramic with these metallic red plates on its body. The face does not move. It's just like a ceramic mask, with these sort of like, you know, red metal plates. So it's sort of shining. The red is like shining in the sunlight, and the sort of yellow really sort of blends very nice. But it gives it almost kind of like a hot rod or fireball sort of quality. And there is something undeniably like charismatic, despite sort of the odd movement as this thing walks. It has kind of almost like it's not walking like a construct. It's really sort of putting some kind of like, you know, like it's got some swagger to it as it enters. I think it is not hard for you to assume that this is one of those 12 masterworks. And everyone is kind of like stepping back, and all the various soldiers who are around, or the various retinues, kind of see it and just kind of like are sort of stepping back. No one's bowing before it, but they're definitely sort of moving back. However, as it passes, it looks at Filion and turns and comes over to you and says, "Oh, my. My.
Finally, the proper response.
I have never seen anything like you before."
I would say the same to you.
Huh. You're not a masterwork, but you are a constructed thing, a living doll. I thought more of you might show up. What is your name?
My name is Filion.
Filion.
Yes.
Filion. What a thrillion. To meet such a fine, fair Filion.
It's like 1 in a million.
It is like 1 in a million. What is your name?
Dominic.
Dominic. Huh. Your garb is strange to me. You travel with Filion?
He travels with me.
How very fascinating. These are also your friends, he gestures to Asha and Nova. A hall woman in bizarre garb, and he then bends down to Asha and he does this and goes, "And what kind of thing are you, little bear?"
Asha.
I don't need a grisly answer.
Asha.
Asha. Well, my name is Squeezebox.
Hello, Squeezebox.
You've come for the conclave, Filion. Can you tell me
Yes.
your maker? Is that a big secret?
Oh, I am self-made.
A self-made Filion.
I have no master.
Wait, Filion, you're a made man? You're seriously a made man?
Yes. Have we not had this discussion?
Holy. What do you do to become a made man? How many people do you kill?
Lots.
Can I see your hand, Filion? Oh. Not so much articulation, and yet simple. Almost elegant.
We get the job done.
Yes.
Are we still outdoors in the
Yeah,
desert?
you guys are outdoors.
Okay.
The others probably will want to meet you, Filion.
I gotta hold my part, otherwise that feels very weird. Sorry.
Well.
It's a real, like...
The others will want to meet you, Mr. Filion. I suppose your friends can come, too.
Oh, yes. This is my retinue.
And you don't know who made you. You're not gnomish, I can tell you that. Your head is so... Again, this guy, his face has not moved at all. It's very off-putting.
No, Squeezebox, no one. I made myself.
What wonders will wonders never cease? Does anybody here want a song? He looks around, and the various people are beginning to scatter like they're moving back, and he goes, "They're scared of my singing." It makes sense.
Does it have an
it not
effect
bad?
on them?
Oh, well, it can. Sometimes my songs fill you with joy and light and excitement, but other times I will sing a song that will make a grown man cry, make a sad man die, make everybody wonder why.
Are you in control of which is which?
A good performer is always in control, Filian. I know what the audience wants before they do. And if I'm in a good mood, I give it to them. I'll tell them to let you into the tower, Filian. You and
That's
your
very
friends.
kind of you.
They'll
I'm
want to
very
see
intrigued.
you. They're not all here yet, but as soon as they are, they'll want to see you. Filian, if I said, "Have you ever sailed on a May sea?" what would you say?
Only when the waters are calm.
What an answer. Yes, Asha, were you going to do something?
She's just gonna tap on whoever's closest to her that's not Filian, I guess.
Okay.
Just
Probably
like,
Nova.
he say it. He say it.
Say what?
Squeezebox kind of bows to you all and then just kind of scampers across the thing. And you notice he stops at the dwarves, who all look very nervous around him. And he sort of grabs one of their beards and does this, kind of like tugging on it. And then he moves the dwarf's head and points at Filian and says something. And then he enters the tower.
Oh, that was way easier than I thought it was going to be. For once, it is very nice to not be a liability.
What if we're walking into a trap?
Oh, we probably are. Oh, we're not. I am impressive.
Asha no care. Asha want leave sand.
It does get everywhere in
Of
your
course,
soft bits.
and it rough, and it irritating, and it get everywhere.
Such a
Oh,
comment.
come now. The sand is not that bad.
Ooh.
What? Who the heck said that?
Who the fuck are you? And why should we not kill you right now?
Zekas, would you like to describe yourself to them?
Looks like Phil. No. He is a Twilight elf,
As
not a
in
shadow
Sparkle?
elf.
In the
Sorry,
sun?
so like you mean like sparkly like Edward from
Yeah.
Twilight, or like
No, the Twilight elves are sort of a more kind of like cool-toned elf.
okay.
So probably almost akin to like the moon elves from D&D, but a little more, not that its own thing. Cool tones to their sort of vibes and skins and everything.
Cool
So,
as
like-
a cucumber.
So
How
whereas Corinna's purple, he's more blue.
Do you want to be blue, Zekas? You don't have to be blue, but some Twilight elves have a bluish tint to them.
So
Yeah,
I'm
why not?
imagining cool
Blue
tones
gray.
as he has a leather jacket, he has a pompador, and he comes in
Arthur-
and knocks
just
on
Arthur
a
Fonzarelli.
jukebox and
Just
goes,
Arthur
"Hey,
from-
Hey!
Excellent.
So yeah, we'll say he's a blue-gray Twilight elf.
Who's a ranger, so he'll see, bow, sword, general adventurer's garb.
Okay, that's what you look like. So tell me why I shouldn't pump you full of lead right here, spy."
Oh, I think we're all on the same side here, friend.
I'm on my
How
own
do,
side.
how do you know what side we're on?
Well, I'm from this world. I assumed you are not.
Well, yeah.
We're
Look
trying.
at us.
Well,
Who technically is biggest here?
Dominic's
me.
the tallest. Although if you count Filian's hat, he's the tallest.
Biggest
At
like
this current
It's
time.
part of me. It doesn't
Actually,
blow up.
Filian is, on a certain level, Filian's like footprint is the biggest because it's a big square.
Okay, yeah. Okay,
That's
so in
because
that
of the
case,
glamour, though,
I
right?
feel like I'm like the Michelin Man. I'm like
Yeah.
real round.
Yeah.
Asha is just gonna climb Filian and
Okay.
just get
He-
off the fucking sand.
Okay, sure. Filian would be Filian would be easier to climb than Dominic.
Yeah.
Certainly. Yeah.
Oh, hello.
Uh,
Oh,
Are you just hanging on to a hat like Kong or something?
Well, she's probably sitting on his
Spider-Man-ing-
shoulders or something and like getting
Spider-Man-ing
the
on
sand
the-
out of her toes.
Are you gonna Spider-Man on his conical like wizard hat?
Maybe later.
Yes.
Cool. Yeah.
oh.
Um,
Well, all right then.
My
Alright.
name is Zekas.
Zekas.
I was brought to this world to trace down some kind of new threat that's been poking around here.
Oh, so you want to take us out because we're the threat?
No,
Wow, you guys really jumpy.
it has to do with the ones that your friend you just talked to.
Oh. So you're here for the conclave as well. Who sent you? You said you were sent here.
Um,
I'm sorry, I gave him a really long backstory document. I apologize.
Too long. Kill him.
If you have
At
questions,
this
please
time,
ask
the
him.
whole backstory scrolls
Yep.
upwards through the
He's
screen.
old.
it's like a Star Wars thing right now.
Yeah.
I'm watching it as we go.
Opening crawl.
The mat has brought me here.
The mat.
Henry did tell you about that. This life energy that people
Oh, the
follow
mat.
here. Yeah. Some call
Okay.
it. And like any good world, some people pronounce it Mat, some people pronounce it Mott, because that actually makes the world feel more real because people say it different. Like how in Star Wars, one guy calls her Princess Leia, and then it's
One
Han and
hand.
Han all over the place.
Yeah.
Makes
Yeah.
it feel like more real world. IMO. Carry on.
Correct. I agree. I have this fight in video games all the time.
But usually someone is actually just saying it wrong.
True. Just like in real life, KJ.
Yeah,
Ooh.
but I hate those people.
Yes, but it makes the world feel richer.
Yeah, it's stupid.
But yes, I was brought back by the mat to a great danger. And I think this conclave has something to do with it.
Okay. So you're saying you're
Can
our
I
ally.
just? Can I do? Oh, I'm so bad at this. I think. Oh yeah. A read person.
Please do a read person if you'd like to put some. You'd like to spend some points. Pumping that up. You certainly may.
Sure. Let's throw.
Where is that? What?
It's under. It's detect vibe read person. It's the same.
Oh,
Under
oh, I
Phil.
see.
Under
No, let's go ahead and we'll
Will.
put 3 to have 3 on it.
three extras today.
Yeah, why not?
Hey, all right. Spend 6. It's just a little 6.
Oh wait, never mind. I forget that it's 2 to add
two
a bonus die.
Put 2 extras. Spend 4. Yeah. There
Yeah, fine.
you go.
Why not? Pair of 4s.
Ooh.
Yeah.
All right.
Bye.
You know what? Because he's talking about, I'll say we're gonna lead into like the exotic worlds element of this, since you're on like a brave new planet. You're sort of looking at. I don't want to speak for Zekas too much, but I think I can say the following to kind of guide you to a thing. Filian, the way Zekas is talking and saying that he's been brought here by this universal force and he's here to do this. Zekas, you sense no deception from him, but you do sense, if not a naivete, a sort of a simplistic, you half suspect that when he says he he might have just been awoken to do that. He seems very well, I'm here to do this thing. It seems very sort of straightforward, very direct. Case in point, he observed you all for a while and then walked right up to you and said, "We're on the same team." So there seems to be a deeply sort of straightforward kind of incredulousness to him.
Okay. I think you're right, but I just want to say a few names to you and see if
Okay.
you know any of them or react to any of them.
Go for it.
Dracula. Maisie.
Never heard of him.
Nightmare Rider. I always want to call him the Knight Rider, but that is not his name.
Ooh, it's a great team. No, nothing.
And most importantly of all, Sherlock.
Yeah.
Oh, he's my best friend.
Get the fuck out of here!
Dominic's has been had a gun trained on Zekas the whole time, but he says, "All right, fine." He uncocks the gun and puts it away. All right, very well.
All right.
Are there guns here?
You've never seen
I've got one.
You've never seen a gun.
So you literally don't know what this thing is. I just
What a-
look like I'm holding
Yeah.
metal
What
at
a
you.
bizarre tool you have. That must be some
Yeah,
kind
it's
of like.
quite interesting.
All right then.
I caught your Filian
I am Felicia.
and your
yes.
Asha.
Yes,
I
Asha.
didn't catch your names.
I am Dominic. And we look at Nova.
Pleasure.
I'm gonna bring out Agnes. This is Agnes.
Oh,
Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
what
that's,
manner of sorcery is this?
I haven't quite figured it out myself.
That's just ventriloquy, isn't it? That's not sorcery.
Nova, Agnes begins to
It's
whisper
real.
to you.
Oh.
Oh, right. Shit.
Nova, there is a lot of soul on him, Nova.
That's what I thought.
He's been dead many times, but he's fully living now. Oh,
How's that possible?
It's
Should he be close?
it's reincarnation, Nova, and it makes me very uncomfortable.
Yeah, Agnes doesn't like you, so I can't like you.
Agnes is your.
This is
lamb?
Agnes.
Yeah,
Is Agnes like one of these constructs?
no, it,
Mm,
oh, sorry.
maybe. I don't know. I need to talk to all of them.
We
I
we
just-
don't ask questions about Agnes.
Very,
Yeah.
very
You
well.
should
Dominic
not-
says,
Disappointed to
Agnes-
hear that.
Agnes is an important part of the group.
No, that is definitely true, Nova.
Oh, so your name is
She's
Nova.
Safe you guys. Ah,
It's like, so finally got the name. Thanks.
Well, Nova and Agnes, I shall win you over yet.
"All right, shall we
Um,
go?"
Well, it looks like I've been granted a free pass up to the conclave. If we want to just walk past the guards, that seems to be within our purview now. You're not going to cause any problems with that, are you, Zekas?
No, not with them.
All right.
My reception with the others when we're there is.
Well, I guess we
Well,
should.
we'll see.
Well, we'll talk as we walk up the incredibly great amount of stairs that are before us.
You also, there is a big clamor behind you, and another one of these here. Actually, KJ, can you roll a d12 for me? But if it's an 8 or a 9, you have to re-roll. So really, roll a d10 is what I should have said. But if you got it the d12, just
Do you want me to roll a d10 or
no.
a d12?
I realize now I do, but it's fine. Just roll the d12. Everything's fine. I'm an idiot. You're great.
3.
3 is a perfect roll. Oh, amazing. The doors open and you see everyone again moving, and outside you see various like kind of like druidic types, kind of like very like kind of sort of, you know, woods people who seem to be very hot in this desert, kind of like pitching camp, and a few walking in. But at the lead of them is this oh, he's upsetting. Is a construct of green obsidian. There is no facial features carved. It is a total blank face. There's no plating. It is simple green, but it is wearing a sort of robe, like what a druid might wear. This Kelly green sort of color. And this thing just sort of walks in. and you hear some of the guards sort of as it's kind of approaching, saying, "Oh, Lycan, yes, this way, Lycan, you're expected," and kind of look very nervous. So another one of these masterworks has arrived.
Lycan, huh? So you got Lycan and Squeezebox so far.
And Lycan, you can tell from the pronunciation, is not Lycan like Rise of the Lycans. It's like the kind of moss, Lich, Lycan. Okay.
Well, looks like another one's here. Looks like, my experience, there'd be some sort of elementalist or alchemist that's gotten way too into it.
All right.
Well,
Shall
I
we
guess
go?
we should proceed.
We go
Asha,
inside now.
do you want to climb down, or would you like to continue riding?
No,
me?
I will not step foot down there until
Okay.
we inside.
That's fine. I don't mind. This is actually a nice role reversal.
Yeah.
Dominic's gonna keep an eye out.
All
for
right then.
I'm gonna keep an eye out for any like structural weak points or anything like that, or a suspiciously large number of like red barrels. You know,
You don't see any
types.
red barrels. However, as you sort of approach this thing, one of the dwarfs kind of steps forward and says, "What is your name?" So it sort of says right to Filian.
I am Filian.
Yes.
This is my retinue.
This is your. You can only bring your immediate retinue with you.
Yes.
All right. They've told me. Squeezebox has said that you are sort of meant to be a sort of observer guest. Forgive my saying, Lord Filian. Are you one of the masterworks yourself, or are you a sort of observer?
I am an observer, though I appear to be beyond the masterworks. They seem to be puzzled that I have no creator.
You have no creator. Oh,
So I don't know if I'm. They may want to learn from me.
I see. Well, you're welcome to enter. They're massing, and you hear more like it seems like more of these things are arriving ahead. He says, "I believe they're almost all here, so you should probably get up there, Lord Filian."
Then I will walk through, leading the group in.
Very good. What you see before you is this kind of just like odd sort of, though there are some steps kind of there's like some corridors leading to some stairs. Straight ahead of you is a sort of just beam of light, about 10 feet across.
The floor is now stone or something, right?
The floor is now cool stone, yes.
Asha will jump down.
The light has a sort of like crimson quality to it, like a pink red.
Interesting.
Filian, why don't you do an analyze and
Sure.
this is none of your specific kinds of magic, so just do
That's
an
fine.
analyze.
Nothing.
Filian,
3, 5, 7,
how
6.
dumb of me to not do this, because you get this. Do a look roll.
Oh, okay. I'll just add one more to that.
Sure.
It was 3, 5, 7, 6. That's what I had. Well, now we add an 8 to that. So hang on, let me change one of them
Okay.
to have a match. I had 3, 5, 7. Let's do 3s. We'll do a pair of 3s.
Pair of 3s.
Seems like an appropriate one here.
The most appropriate thing, even though a 4 would have also been super appropriate for reasons. Your bionicle eye is analyzing this field,
Sure.
and basically gives you an 80% likelihood match that this is like a hover lift field, like energy source ? Like effect seems to be it's indicating in terms you don't understand words like anti-gravity, repulsor tech, uncertain origin, but your eye seems to be telling you this field makes things go up.
Okay.
That appears to be some sort of anti-gravity. Well, my eye detects that that's 80 eyeballs worth of it.
Asha follow you in first half, and then Asha get lost in second half of what you said.
Well, I'm saying, so this eye right here, right? It takes a lot of things. Like I can tell you that it's about 15 magics away, and then it says that the readout that's come up is 80 eyes, and I understand that 100 eyes is the most it will ever read.
Okay, Asha pretty sure the M is not magics, but meters.
I don't know what those are.
Uh-huh. Asha not sure what you mean by eyes.
Can I just do like a little like minor illusion or
Of the symbol? Of the symbology?
Of what I see, basically?
Yes, you can give a minor illusion. I love that. Asha, looking at that, what appears to you to be about, like, no roll is required. It appears that there is like some kind of technical readout indicating an 80% certainty that this is some kind of like hover lift technology, like a hover beam. Like you step into this.
Percent? He's saying the eyes is percent.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh gosh. Okay. How you get that eye?
Oh, the sex doctor, Dr. Holden Thane.
If fine. Asha not need no.
From behind you, actually, Filian, there kind of like a shadow falls over you, and from behind you, this voice goes, "Sex doctor?"
Yes.
And standing behind you is another one of these masterworks. This one,
sex doctor and space mage,
is this one is bigger, kind of constructed to be larger, and has a sort of like fighter quality. The body is this rust-colored orange-red stone. And it's sort of, it's very like built. It's very sort of muscular in sort of the format. There is this beautiful bronze metal plating, and it is wearing this loincloth, and on its back is an axe.
Now this looks more familiar, actually.
Who the heck are you?
Filian,
My name is Fetish. Everyone knows my name.
What your name?
Fetish. But what is this concept? And a fetish, for the record, you little porno weirdos. Fetishes are also small carvings of animals, and you notice there are some on the.
Look,
boat.
I'm not here to yuck anyone's yum.
But you were just talking about sex doctors, yeah.
And space mage.
Wow,
Supposed to
Zekas,
be
you have really
space
strong
mage and
opinions
sex
on
doctor.
correcting this, Zekas.
But in any case, Fetish is kind of just going.
Some reason.
Fetish is saying, you're a construct.
Well, my name's Filian.
The gnomes didn't make you, did they?
No, they did not. I am not one of your kind.
Like sex. Oh, look. Crystal's been here already. I hate these things. Well, just know. Kind of Fetish turns to Filian. Just know. I'm not afraid of you or any of them.
That's okay, I'm not afraid of you either.
Well, you will be.
Oh, I doubt that, but nice to meet you. I've seen mimes.
Fetish stares for a while and then just kind of grunt and just walks and goes into that field that is pulled up.
Oh, that's how it works.
Or mimes some kind of great warrior.
No, they are an abomination and an unspeakable horror.
No, they just.
And I will eliminate all of them.
No, they just hang out on street corners for meager pay, acting like they're in a box.
A magic box?
I don't know.
No, his name's Squeezebox.
All right, let's go crash this party and see what's up. And I walk into the gravity field.
So yes,
Oh,
if you guys.
Zekas, before we step in, real quick, I know Dominic just stepped in, but we're trying to convince them to join our cause here. They may join with Maisie. If they choose to do that, well, then all bets are off. But first off, we need to sort of woo them to our side. before you tried to destroy them, which I got the impression you were going to try to do.
I would never. I just have a feeling that they're just kind of dicks.
I should have questions.
Fetish seems to line up with that. Yes, Sasha.
How Zekas on our side if Zekas not know who Dracula or Maisie is?
That's a good point. I don't even know why he's here.
He not even know who bad guys are.
No.
By Dominic.
Meanwhile, Dominic has disappeared. Dominic, you
Also, goodbye book, which is our only way home.
Dominic, you arrive. Okay, so that's a great, hilarious point. Dominic, you arrive up in this room, and you're just standing there, and in the room, ahead of you, let's do it this way, are 10 of these beautiful constructs are all standing there. Squeezebox is present, so is Fetish, so is Lycan, the ones you've seen, but there are 7 others. Anyone who is not one of these masterwork, and they're sort of standing like in the middle, there's kind of like a round sort of thing they can all sort of, you know, kind of like a Roman Senate kind of, you know, sort of like rounded. Is it called a rostrum? What am I thinking of? Anyway, there's this area they can sort of be at in the middle. Anyone who's a living flesh and blood thing, who are their kind of like attendants, are like hiding, like making themselves scarce in the shadows along the side. And you've just arrived kind of like right in the middle of this red beam, like stepped off of it, and every 10 unmoving faces all turn and look at you.
Yo. What? Is there something on me? What's the problem?
Squeezebox says, "That's one of the followers of the one I was telling you about. Dominic. What's the
Just
trick?
one Dominic.
Where's your boss?"
Oh, he's having a... Well, my boss is way back on San Termino. But if you mean Filian, he's down there having a chat.
Apparently.
I don't know where he is. He left me here.
They're supposed to be right behind me.
Guys, they were
They
literally
were
right behind
me. It's like-
Literally.
All right. So, that being said, one of them actually steps forward. One of these beings will walk towards you. This construct has a black, shiny body with these gray stone plating and red lacquered accents. So like the body is this kind of like glossy black. The face kind of has this like red is carved, it has these red lacquered accents. It's a very sort of striking thing. This one is also carrying a staff and seems to have something of is Filian-like in some ways, but sort of walks
Hold on.
forward.
I've got to ask an out of character question.
Please.
How similar are they to Brickborn of San Termino?
They are much more similar to mannequins
Okay, got it.
in their sort of unchanging faces.
Oh,
But they're
great. He's gonna offend them all.
Dominic, what these look like?
Not shadow elves. We're fine.
These are
I don't like mannequins either.
these look like the fanciest, most expensive mannequins you've ever seen. Like mannequins whose bodies are made of like work of art mannequins. But this one sort of walks forward and says, "You speak of a world that is not this one. You have come from somewhere else."
Yeah. Not like I look like I'm a local or anything.
You do not. Welcome, Interplanet Traveler. My name is Talisman.
Hi there.
So the one who you travel with, this Filian, is not of our world.
Dominic does not care about any K-fob or secrecy. He says, no. I believe he comes from some place called Castle. He doesn't call it anything else. Just Castle.
So once again, Squeezebox, you are reckless and foolish. This is not another entity crafted through some magic, and it is certainly not the actions of the fools at Temple Wonabar. This is not like...
Hold on. not to be rude, but he is able to cast magic, and therefore it would be a independent magic of whatever you use.
I appreciate that clarification, but my point is he is not like Pocket. So, Squeezebox, why have you invited this stranger to observe us? Squeezebox says, I just thought it might be interesting. We'll cut back down. Philly and Zekas and Nova and Asha.
Anyway, that's how you make Ewok brownies.
But why so much moss?
It's binding agent.
Oh, like what we did with Frederica. I understand now.
Anyway, we should probably go.
Oh God, they've probably killed him by now.
Actually, Asha, give me a luck roll.
Two threes.
2 3s. From behind you comes in another figure, ready for this conclave, another one of these masterworks, and sort of pauses. This one is wearing a cloak much like Zekas's and has a large bow on her back. She has a gray stone body, but her head is purple, lacquered, and looks like an elephant. And she sort of appears and kind of just of this kind of like this elephant head that turns. She sort of looks at Zekas for a moment and goes, Nosbo.
You as well.
And then kind of checks it out for a second and then steps into the thing and flies up.
Good to know each other.
She looked cool.
She cool is how you would describe them?
She looked cool.
Yeah.
These things give me the creeps.
So,
Shall we?
Asha will go up after.
Shall we check on your friend?
Elephant
you guys
face.
sort of go up, you notice that at this point Dominic, kind of this purple-headed elephant thing arrives. This elephant construct looks at you and just kind of moves over and stands, and they're all kind of there, and Talisman will say, and now your friends begin appearing behind you. You will overhear Talisman saying, now we are 11. We're only missing Sandal. She just has to make an entrance, doesn't she? And then a voice says from high over, or maybe she already has. And then suddenly, like, parkouring down from, like, the upper shadows above is one last construct, kind of kicking off the walls, doing a bunch of flips. She lands in the middle, stands up. She is white porcelain with black glazed porcelain plating and metallic red accents.
Asha will clap.
She kind of has as you do that, she actually turns to you, Asha, and does kind of like a bow of this sort of way. And she moves with incredible precision. Her movements seem very sort of swift and kind of precise. And you suspect she's some kind of hand-to-hand fighter. And then she does a triple backflip and sort of lands kind of in a circle with all of them.
I'll lean to Asha. Now that was cool.
They sort of, you guys
y'all
get the
finally
sense
decided
that
to
you're
join.
supposed to kind of step to the side. But these various entities are all there, and Talisman will say, well, then for the first time since our creation, the 12 of us are together again. Welcome, my fellows. Sibling seems the wrong term. I'm going to give you a quick roll call of all of them, just because that's the way. So Talisman is this one, sort of, black body, red accents, wizard-like. Crystal is made of a crimson crystal, the same color as the beam you guys rode up, but Crystal's head is shaped like a dragon head. and the carving of the body has like scales carved into the crystalline form. Lichen, of course, has the no features, is green. Fetish is there, kind of the rust-colored stone, very sort of strong and cool. There is also one called Aegis that has a crimson ceramic body with gray stone plating. The head is made to look like an eagle and has wings that are sort of ceramic wings on its back. You're not sure if it would fly. There is also
All right,
one...
the wings are on the head?
No, the wings are on the back. So it's like a winged one. You also see one that she has dark purple ceramic and has this persistent green aura, and she is wearing no clothing at all. Her form is just like totally just sort of smooth, statue-like, has no adornment on. The others...
So she's like a Barbie doll, basically.
Yeah, kind of like a Barbie doll. Proportioned a little more, not Barbie-like.
But I mean, like, they don't put the details in the Barbie doll. Like, it's not like...
She
like
actually might.
Right?
She probably does have nipples in the like Greek statue sort of way.
Okay.
You know, sort of like it's like a hint of it, but not. No one was. It wasn't like a focus. Somebody was like, "I'm gonna get these perfect," but they were. Yeah, it's sort of it's
the detail in the areola.
Yeah, it's a filigreed areola. There is also one with a polished body of this one is wooden, a mahogany body with silver plating and then many amethyst accents around the body, wearing sort of robes, kind of looking almost holy. You've met Squeezebox. Javelin has a metallic orange body, metallic gold plating with goldenrod accents, and is sort of clad then in additional armor of the same. You're not sure where the body starts and the armor is, and seems to be a Javelin is some kind of like just very like super looking fighter. She seems pretty intense. Sandal you've met. Quiver you've met with the thing. Sandal flip down. There's also one of blue stone with goldenrod accents and black velvet cloak called Velvet, giving a rogue vibe.
Oh,
it's almost like there's 12 of them.
This feels,
yeah.
This feels very familiar to me. Well, I'm here. It can start now.
Do you just call that out? They also turn and say, yes, come to think of it, though, we do have a constructed visitor with us, not crafted by the gnomes and not from this realm. Before we begin our discussion, given that it relates to external matters, perhaps we should speak to this visitor. Come forward, Filian. A mage like me. You will have much in common with myself, with Crystal, and they gesture to sort of the translucent dragon-headed one, and with Rune, and they gesture to the dark purple one who's kind of nude and glowing green.
Mm-hmm. Yes, you all did seem to have some sort of arcane energy about you.
Indeed. So tell us, Filian, where you come from, and if in this place you have sailed the May Sea.
Well, all right. I guess.
Again, Asha's just going to Nova. They say it. They say it.
Yeah, but like, do they know like who they're talking about?
So I guess it is really not in my way to not be direct here. So I come from the Brickverse. I come from another plane of existence than this. And I have encountered Maisie. And in my world, we defeated the Maisie. For she sought to destroy our world. And I imagine she will do the same here if you were to try to travel the May Sea.
There's a ripple of like interest as you say this, and you can tell that some of these entities are kind of like, who cares, whatever, who cares? But go ahead, Asha.
So you said all the like
all their like retainers and servants are
yes,
on the sides, yeah.
Asha wants to kind of like sneak around in the shadows, but be like, oh wow, he had good point. Oh, you know what that guy's. You know, like,
All right, Asha, give me
I love
give me a sneak roll. Let's see how well you can just kind of hit and.
You have a hype roll. How can
Yeah.
you hype this man?
Yeah. Oh, be my Keely, please.
Oh, perfect. 3 2s.
Whoa.
Well, Asha does have a retcon die on sneaking, so Asha can sneak pretty well. But with 3 2s, it's about Maisie and it's horror. So you do actually help them. You help instill a certain fear, and the retainers, there are sort of some whispers. The 12 gathered, however, all sort of listen to this. Asha, despite your doing this, you notice the one called Sandal, is seeing you every single time, and is kind of inclining ahead, looking at you. Yeah.
Which one is Sandal?
Sandal is the monk who jumped down from the roof.
Right. Okay.
Yeah,
cool
Sandal
one.
is she's white porcelain body, black glazed porcelain plating, metallic red accents.
Okay.
Sandal's pretty cool. I have to say that in my mind, I do want to point. These are like these things are so cool looking.
Oh, they sound
They're
fucking
they're
rad.
supposed to be like really like
Anyone but Fillion would be very impressed.
Yeah, exactly. Or Zekas, who's like these things. So basically, as this goes through though, but yeah, Asha, it does seem that Sandal is just fully aware of almost as if a Sandal is like, as if it's like it takes someone who's really sneaky to follow someone who's really sneaky.
So Dominic's just gonna raise his hand and goes, just to be sure, we're all talking about the same thing, right?
They all sort of turn as if like, what is this flesh thing saying? What?
Yeah.
Talisman says, we have seen portents and received messages of a living doll like ourselves.
Okay, yeah, we are.
Oh, it's like your doll.
Much worse.
A Macy. Tell us, and then Talisman will turn back to Fillion. Tell us, Fillion, in your
Yes.
brick verse, are you unique in your nature? Are there others like you, constructed beings?
There are other constructed, but none so powerful as me.
And what of the flesh and blood things in your world?
There are no flesh or blood things.
There's a lot of interest. in
There is no softness in my world. I find it utterly repugnant. Save actually Asha. She seems pretty cool.
Hey.
Yeah, she does. Good thinking. Yeah.
And I'm literally right next to Fillion here. It's like, what?
I still think this Space Mage Sex Doctor said it more powerful. But
He had a
What do
longer
I know?
title. So.
what do I know?
So you come from a world in which to be a living doll is the norm.
Yes. Which is why, when I told you before I created myself, that is not a lie.
I see. Talisman steps forward. And you have encountered this Maisie. You say this is Maisie, is the name.
See, yes, that is her name. And if I may, I understand from what I've been told that you all rule your own domain here in this world.
You hear they kind of say that a few of them are sort of altar, the sort of polished mahogany sort of cleric. He'll kind of say, "We do not rule, we lead. We show the flock a holy path," and the rest of them are like, "Boo!"
My point is that I understand that.
And correct me if I don't know this knowledge, Philip, but we do know about the Dreadlands, right? We've been informed about what happened there.
You do know of the Dreadlands, yes.
And what she did. Okay.
You do. Yes.
Okay. Maisie once encountered a place similar to this. And she took control of all the people who were leading there and turned them to do her bidding, to torture those that were under their rule for her amusement. And I don't see why she wouldn't do that here. She tried to do it in our world with the most vile instrument possible. Mimes.
Squeezebox says, mimes? But whatever's wrong with a mime? Squeezebox is doing some mime work. And then says, wanna see me broom?
You have not seen the horrors I have, so I will forgive this.
This is interesting. All right. I would like you. You have done this well, so this is not going to be you've really argued this in a good way. So I'm going to let you. It will be sort of a charm, persuade, or performance, kind of the same for you for anything. But I am going to give you. I'm going to give you 2 bonus dice on this. Actually, no, I'm going to give you 1 bonus story die and 1 retcon die on this roll.
Oh, okay.
Because you are speaking directly to them, and you are a mage, and you have some sort of connection to all of this.
So that's 5.
You were gonna roll 5, and 1 can change automatically.
I'm gonna spend 6 more power
to get 3.
to have 3
Love it.
on here.
Dominic's gonna just take a look at all of the unchanging faces. Can you sense a vibe with any of them? What I'm wanting to discern is, are any of them already agents of Maisie?
Dominic, if I were you, I'd add some dice to this and do a real do a real one with this. Yes, you should absolutely do that.
Okay.
This will be a detect vibe read person. I'd add a few.
3.
You'll add 3, so spend 6. Perfect. Go for it. Yeah. So roll 7 on that.
Does feel right.
5, 4, 6, 5. 3 5s. I'm just gonna switch one of them to another 5, so 4th degree.
Spend 5 more to get to a 4th degree success in noir.
Yeah.
That's the perfect thing for hidden intention.
Mm.
Filian, how did we do?
So as a secondary, I do have a pair of 4s.
Okay.
But as the primary, I have a 4th degree success of heroes.
In heroes.
Which feels like a good thing for this.
Wow, I love it. Okay. I love it. All right. So, Filian, you give this very the fact that you guys have these successes is good. Okay. Filian, congratulations. You have persuaded them. And it's cool because you were telling them, even though this is not exactly you took real stuff and you're kind of giving them, and they can sense your truthfulness. They can sense that you're giving this warning coming from a real place. You can feel that many of them are very receptive to this, and some of them you are confirming suspicions they had. Dominic, with a 4th degree, do you have a secondary success behind that at all, Dominic?
I believe I had 3 4s as well.
You had 3 4s as well?
Yeah.
Okay. Which one do you want to be your main thing, and which one do you want to be your backup thing? You could do the 3 4s for the main and the back. I would do 4 5s for the main.
Yeah, okay. That one.
Great.
Noir makes sense as the main attention.
So, Dominic, with a 4th degree success in reading them, you do not believe any of them are already have already turned to Maisie, but several of them are interested. I'm gonna kind of give you info from both of yours back and forth. Your 3rd degree success in 4s is going to simply tell you that 6 of these things are what on the alignment you would consider evil.
Oh.
And you can tell that Filian has convinced all of the good and neutral ones to not mess with the Macy.
Or
he has also convinced some of the evil ones not to mess with the Macy. You believe that of the evil ones, Talisman, who is lawful evil, is probably not interested in risking this. Velvet, the sort of roguish one of Bluestone with black velvet cloak, is not interested in doing this. And you think that Rune, the purple glowing nude, is similarly, as a neutral evil being, not interested.
Not interested in joining with Maisie, or not interested in listening to Filian?
Not interested in joining with Maisie, taking these words to heart and saying, who needs that mess? 3 of them, however, remain intrigued by Maisie as a possibility. They would be Crystal, the chaotic, evil, semi-translucent, crimson crystal-headed dragon.
Sure.
The sorcerer. Crystal remains swayed. The next is the other chaotic evil of their number. Who do you think's the other chaotic evil one? I feel like Chad already called it a while back.
Squeezebox.
Squeezebox. Squeezebox. You can tell from Squeezebox's like mimery and joking, like, this sounds so fun, let's do it. And the last is actually one you also have had a conversation with. The rust-colored orange-red body of stone, the barbarian fetish, is neutral evil, but the energy that you're getting off of fetish, Dominic, is, I'm not scared, bring it on.
Oh.
However, simple math suggests to you that, numerically speaking,
we've convinced the majority, but do they adhere to? Are they democratic society?
It is a reasonable question.
We don't vote for kings after all. So, if there's something I could say to... You know what? Here's what I want to do.
Yeah.
I want to, even though I've never seen or interacted with Maisie before, I want to attach every single intimidating or scary story I've ever heard of, spoken by everyone else, and attach it to Maisie to clarify how much of a bad idea it is to
go ahead and make your intimidate roll, Dominic. You're just gonna plus up Filian's argument.
Yeah.
Between you and Asha still presumably running around and calling out from the sidelines.
2 7s so far. 2 7s.
2 7s. I'll say that, yeah. Oh, actually, this is comedic. So, Dominic, you're not hurting his case, but it's more kind of just you're like, it's a little, it is funny. However, at the end of this, Talisman says, "Thank you for visiting, Filian. You have given us a great deal to think about, and I can say personally I am rather moved by this new information." And Filian, I think if you even give like a look to Dominic, he's kind of, probably giving you like a nod as if you guys have said the right thing. At this point, however, Talisman says, "But for now, given that you are not a construct of this world, whether crafted as we were by the gnomes of the Vexed Rod, or by whatever nebulous powers they worship in the far east at the temple in the cold. We appreciate your visitation, but we will now ask you to leave us to discuss."
Very fair. With just one final parting thought before I go.
And I'm gonna spend almost the last of my power here to do this.
Okay.
I want to cast Disguise Self
Okay.
to look like the mime.
Oh no, to look like the mime.
Yeah. This could be your future. These everywhere.
Interestingly, I will say that while for this to happen, like you guys doing this, you have now sold Dominic and Filian, and then Dominic with your sort of guidance, whatever. You have sold 9 of the 12 on not doing this, but you have probably made 3 of the 12 like more committed to it. Certainly right. 2 of the 12. Crystal, upon seeing the mimes, maybe like, ugh, I don't know if
I'm not cool anymore.
Crystal's kind of like, I mean, if that seems lame, but I mean, I'm still interested in craziness. But Fetish is like, I'll kill them all, and Squeezebox is like, oh, how fun that would be, So anyway, yeah.
And then I'll just drop it and be.
That's all. Thank you for your time.
And I'll turn. I was like,
I guess we're done here. We should probably leave though before we pull the page. Should we just go down the same way we came?
Yes, that would be.
Is there anything we gotta do? Or do we just step in again?
Just step in.
All right.
Crystal's like, yes, if you step in, it'll take you up or down. I could turn it off and you could plummet if you'd rather.
Funny.
No, thank you.
Squeezebox says, I thought it was funny, Crystal. But I can't laugh. I can't speak. I'm a mime.
She's speaking.
All right.
So you guys leave.
Anything else anyone wants to do or say? If not, mid going down way with Noah's looking at us.
We gotta talk to this guy. We don't know that we're bringing him with us or not yet.
Asha's gonna do to
Oh,
leave
he's
at
not
least.
coming with us. He's not coming.
Doesn't even go here. To leave, Asha's gonna do a similar move that the monk one did, except she's gonna land into the anti-gravity thing twerking.
Fair enough.
They're all in a big group.
Yeah, give me a
Asha's
twerk roll,
twerking.
Asha.
Prestidigitation fireworks when she lands.
Okay.
2, 3, 4, 5.
You guys are quite the performers.
Oh,
Um,
we like to let people know we're here. Oh,
I know what you mean.
2 7s.
2 7s, yeah. For fun and comedy, actually, Asha does. And as you do so, Sandal kind of remarks, she has moves. Basically, as you guys are sort of writing out, or Dominic, also, though Philly in saying that, you can just rip the page if you want to,
Yeah.
Dominic.
That's true.
Dominic, what he's gonna do is once we're descending downstairs, as imagine the elevator closed on us.
Yeah.
And then when it opens below, we're not there.
Sure.
Then Dominic says, "Oh yeah, you were still here with us, looking at the Zekas."
Sure.
Do you have your hand like, on the page?
No, he already tore the page and remembers.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you were
okay,
still here
cool.
with us.
Henry
So-
said we're not supposed to bring home strays anymore.
And Zekas, you feel yourself pulled, and suddenly the 5 of you are all in the Dreamlands.
so yeah. I guess welcome to a new plane.
If Henry asked you
That's-
potty trained.
I what?
If Henry asked you potty trained already.
Is that an issue for you guys here?
Wait, is Zekas an organic being or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Zekas is a Twilight elf.
Well, that's right. That still doesn't answer the question. You still never mind. I'm only races against Shadow Elves, not Twilight.
It
Elves.
wouldn't. Does it look? He doesn't look like a shadow elf, right? So like Dominic's not gonna.
he does
okay.
not.
No.
Alright.
The
You
fact
don't
he has
trigger
any kind
my
of
innate
pigmentation
racism.
at all, the fact that he's not just fully desaturated, even if he's a little blue, it's fine. He's definitely out. Because Dominic knows many elves.
Yeah.
Just it's the shadow elves he doesn't
I
know.
have
He's
some
not
friends who are
racist, he's
elves.
friends with
I got
tons
lots of
elves.
friends who are elves. Oh my god.
I have friends who are elves. Come on now.
Interestingly,
was-
in that world, I'll just remind everyone of this because Gray in the Dark, I thought this was fun. The elves are like the elves are more a stand-in for like the UK and like that sort of and the humans were the Germans basically. So it's like Justoria is primarily elvish at the time. I always thought that was fun. And Dominic's and orcs, so they're Italian. So anyway, I'm not joking. That's how we did it. So Dominic.
Anyway, so then we arrive at Dreamlands.
You're gonna.
I go and then I finally look behind me and see
Just looking
You're still
around.
there? You're still there.
Well, I thought we were going to stick around for a little longer. I was told that I would likely be departing this world,
oh well.
but
I guess
I
guess
didn't
that was
expect
correct.
it to happen
Well, yeah, I
so
guess.
Well, I
fast
guess
and like this.
I guess this mat of yours is pretty accurate in whatever they're sort of directing you to do.
Yes.
Or Dominic's
Was it-
just fucking careless.
Yep.
Asha is gonna look for Henry.
Okay. Yeah, if you bring Zekas back to the park.
Come on.
You guys have got
We'll get you a churro. Everyone who likes soft things seems to really like them.
Sure.
you guys have gotten pretty adept at kind of dream walking home. You can kind of do like a quick travel home now. You've gotten speedy at it. So Henry is meanwhile
I'll probably ask them for as much backstory as I can on this walk.
Okay.
I'm imagining while we're walking back, Zekas is going through his whole backstory, and
There's
X
not
amount of us
much.
are paying attention, but Dominic definitely isn't.
Yeah, Zekas, why don't you mean, if you want to, you can tell them your backstory if you'd like to. I think Ka and KJ might recognize elements of it.
Yes.
Probably not. I rarely recognize anything.
That's fair.
Yeah, I don't know much of my past. was kind of born yesterday, I guess, as you would say.
You're a little
in-
child. That's crazy.
In the temple of Wanabar.
Oh, that's crazy.
It's not as bad as they said it was. It's actually quite fine over there.
Ah, crazy.
I
That's
have
nice.
1 bar.
Oh, that sound bad. That sound bad place.
Yeah, that's
Very
crazy.
good. It's
We
very
have
good.
3 here.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
As you guys are approaching, Henry sort of looks and says, "Okay," and he'll sort of walk over and
See,
say,
if you give Asha a book, this not happen.
"I understand your point, Asha, and it is very well taken, and will be remembered for the future."
I
Hello
go back
there.
to Henry.
Hello there, friend elf.
Hello, I'm Zekas Torrret.
Oh,
I came across your
Wonderful.
companions here in my worlds.
and they decided to bring you home
Torrret.
with them.
But we were getting on the
No.
Really wasn't
the
discussed.
lift, and I assumed we were going to go to the base of the tower and discuss our plans for the
Right.
future.
Well, I can send you home. I believe. It might take me a bit of time. Apologies
Yeah,
for the
send
inconvenience.
him.
You
No
are.
one wants him here.
Are you a Zekas? You are was Zekas an ally of yours, or was Zekas just a totally random gentleman who was sort of passing?
So-
So
Came up to us
random.
and said hi.
Bit of
and-
both.
I was brought into this world to discover details of a big, imposing threat that were coming to our plane.
Zekas, forgive my directness. Are you a heart eternal?
I am.
Oh,
A what?
Zekas is
Tell
a
me more about this Eternal.
Zekas is a reincarnated, mighty warrior from the past of the world of Halvang. Zekas, and so the Mart sort of sent you on
Yes.
this journey.
As I explained to them.
All right. Well.
He did not explain a damn thing.
You
I
told
already
me.
knew
He said
that.
it. He said it when we
Thank you,
walked in.
Asha.
Zekas, just
Maybe
for my-
he said
You, I
it while
liked
you
you
were floating up
I
to the
understand.
chamber
So,
by yourself.
Zekas, you are. What was your goal? Do you think your our group they had gone here to seek out an enemy called Maisie who was trying to influence your world? How did that go, by the way, team?
Oh, I don't think they're gonna do it. I
Great.
told them
We-
the error of their ways.
And you think
We
they bought
convinced
it?
about 9 out of 12 of them, but I suspect it would have taken umbrage for me trying to kill the other 3 to make sure there's no people join.
Probably would have taken. All right. So, but I mean, 9 out of 12. That's because here's the thing. Even if 3 of them decide to go with Maisie and there's trouble, if it's 9 out of 12, that's that's because the 9 could probably handle 3 or what. Point is, that's great. What we don't have is 12 on Maisie's side. That's what I was concerned about. All right, Zekas.
Yes.
Well, you're a heart eternal. How interesting.
Yes, so I don't know how they would feel with me.
Of course, they would not be a fan of yours. The Verkstead Road, if my understanding is correct, were opposed to your sort of the reincarnation that your world represents. Well, Zekas, I can send you home.
Oh, having heard Filian and Dominic and Asha all tell me how evil this Maisie was.
Alex going, huh? I was just
Ah.
lying.
You feel drawn to join our quest.
I feel like this is what I was brought back for.
Well, we have recently,
If you'll have me.
We have recently lost a member of our team, so I suppose what does the team feel? Perhaps Zekas
I
can
don't
join in our mission.
know.
Oh, you have trepidation, Nova. Please, forgive me, Zekas. What is
Yeah.
your trepidation?
Agnes said that she don't like him, so
Agnes doesn't.
I
Can
agree.
you ask
Yeah,
Agnes why she doesn't? What her objection is?
she knew all about like his reincarnation stuff and,
And
like
Agnes finds reincarnation distasteful. She'd rather you be a ghost or a living thing or a future ghost.
totally.
I see.
What future go?
Anything
thought
that is
about
alive
that.
and will eventually die is thus a future ghost.
I haven't thought about that. Ghostum. That's an interesting thought.
So Nova, All right, your objection is noted. Can you perhaps ask Agnes again after having spent a bit more time with Zekas if she can perhaps see a way to tolerating his presence at least for a mission or two? He kind of gives Zekas a look of like, just let me try this. Agnes says, he still makes me feel uncomfortable. Just don't fall in love with him.
Ew!
I know, it's just
Why?
I want you to be my friend. And if you start dating a reincarnated elf, I won't be into it.
Nothing can ever get between us.
Oh, Nova, I love to hear that.
I love you, Agnes.
Oh, I love you too, Nova, and
I just-
I hate the reincarnated.
Just to be clear, Nova, we can't hear the
I'm
doll.
just
but
gonna
Nova
ask the same
is
question.
talking
No,
out loud,
Nova.
I was gonna ask the same question.
right? Okay.
Fascinating.
Is
I just feel like every
Agnes
time
in the
this happens,
room?
we all just kind of like
Alright.
stare at each other like,
Yeah.
oh my
is
Yeah, I
god.
know.
Agnes in the room with us right now?
Nova's like definitely talking to herself.
Henry just says, "All right."
She's literally like, hello.
So Nova, that's an okay for now.
Yeah, but Agnes said that he like makes her uncomfortable,
Understood well.
but she said it's okay for now.
Tell Agnes that I deeply appreciate her flexibility. So, Zekas, yes, if you're willing. Zekas, I have one
Yes,
last
Zekas.
question, and if you don't wish to reveal this, that is perfectly acceptable.
What? No secret. Secrets don't make friends.
Well, no, it is also a thing. My understanding of the Hearts Eternal, what I've noticed of them, is that they often come back with, though they are sort of young and starting out in their adventure, they often have some sort of epic ability, something carried over from their past, some greater power that they have with them. Is this? What are you laughing at, Asha?
Nothing yet.
I was just
I'm
wondering.
incredibly lucky.
If you could... No. He was lucky in rolling. Zekas, is there? Do you have any ability that is sort of more powerful than anything you would demonstrate to us? If you don't wish to, it's fine, or you can describe. I've heard of Hearts Eternal. For example, one Heart Eternal was capable of sort of donning and doffing incredibly complex armors in an instant, and could not be sort of struck provided she was wearing armor. There was another who could sort of gain any knowledge kind of at a whim and learn anything and know how difficult anything they would attempt would be. Do you have some sort of impossible sort of something that only an epic thing would have, though you were only sort of an early
A
level
slap shot like you wouldn't believe.
It's so good.
When he rolls a dice, he rolls one extra dice.
Yes.
That is it. I do have a few tricks up my sleeve, but I suppose the one you are looking for is this one, and then I'll turn into the other
Cool.
form.
He rolled the shape change feature, which was one of the super epic ones. So, and then what you see is that Zekas turns from a sort of, kind of like, how tall is Zekas, you think? He's probably, is he like, between 5'6" and 6'2" or something?
Yeah.
What's his height, you think?
Probably 6'2", given this.
So Zekas is kind of like a 6'2" thing. Zekas suddenly morphs and grows into an 18-foot tall, 5,000-pound
Whoa.
Cyclops.
I knew something
Hello?
was up with that guy.
Asha don't think we have bed for him.
Well, I don't need to stay like this, and
How is this even beneficial?
He can't hear you.
Same.
Well,
I'll squat down.
Is this your true form? This
No,
whole time?
no, there's no way a Cyclops could master magic like that. They're all too dumb for that.
Oh God! Sometime, Trillium, just learn.
So true.
Don't say everything you think of. Thank you, Zekas. Is this an at-will ability you just have?
Yes.
Okay.
So if you have allergies and you sneeze a lot, do you switch every sneeze?
Well, I was born yesterday, so I have not
question.
had that. Yes, but
Okay, Asha, go find Pepper.
So,
Maybe
What you
he
telling me-
transfers. maybe he transfers back with hot water. So we'll also put him inside the hot springs and see.
So you were just born with this. You didn't have to toil and experiment and study and spend your entire lifetime gaining this incredible power. You just were born with it. You woke up with it.
This time, yes.
Born on third fucking base.
Well, yes, except Filian and you see, Filian, to Agnes's deep discomfort, Zekas did toil for this. It was just in another life.
Oh, okay.
I count.
I died.
He
Wait, so
died, an
Cain, you
incredibly
conti-
powerful entity capable of transforming at will.
To be fair, I died too.
And you. So you died. You've come back, but you've maintained your power from your previous life. Even though you don't necessarily know you got it.
A portion of it, yes.
We're gonna talk a lot, Zekas.
Philip's getting
I
ideas.
look forward to it.
Well, on that note, we will, well, I will...
I just had a thought.
Go ahead, Dominic, please.
While he's in a Cyclops form, his look roll has to be 1. Exactly 1.
His look roll, it is his... Actually, you know what? His look roll should be 1. You're right. He only gets 1 die for look. His in his form, I think he actually technically gets 2 for it.
Where's the second one coming from?
He literally is, all right, sure.
No
you know what?
depth
We'll do it
perception.
as a Cyclops. You only get 1. That's funny. Because
So you changed to listen.
oh shoot, you only have 1 ear. Because he has very high look and listen as an elf in that form, but once he's a Cyclops, he can't see anything, and no depth perception.
Of course.
Side note: have you guys ever tried one-eyed tennis?
Oh, that sounds
No.
awful.
It's really it's interesting.
Now I want to try.
It's interesting because you can do it better than you're imagining you can, but then there are times where you will swing and the ball is nowhere that you thought it was, and it's so interesting. Because like sometimes you're just like, yeah, no, this is fine, and then occasionally you're like, what is going on? Where am I?
Do you wear like an eye patch?
We taped paper over one eye,
Okay.
but we don't get into that now. The point is, with that, Henry will say, all right, well, thank you, Zekas, for joining us.
Yes, I will. I don't know what kind of mighty warrior you must have just lost, but I will do my best to replace
He was a
them.
hockey player.
Hockey.
Yes. Noble sport. All right, so with that, we will end tonight's session with Zekas Torrret.
Correct.
He rolled shape change. And then I rolled
ridiculous.
because it says the DM gets to choose what you can shape change into.
And of course, he made a table to decide what he rolls into.
Well, we rolled everything.
We roll it all. Yeah, this character, I think Kevin even when he chose to do this, because when this won or when this was about to win, I was like, you could just do this, and you did the Baldur's Gate generate thing, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, fun.
Well, I just took the tables and I rolled my die.
There, yeah,
From
perfect.
Baldur's, yeah.
That's fun.
So we have, because this is interestingly for Kevin, despite being such a veteran of this thing, this is like your first like D&D type character, even though we're not even you're still not playing 5e. We're not doing it. Yeah.
We did have Sir Yargle for the one-off.
That's right.
Yargle? From Magic the Gathering? Yargle?
That's right.
I think that we did.
You were.
We
in
did
one.
play.
likes
What was
to
the game
bargle.
called?
You were in some. That's right. You were in some. What was that?
What was the game called? Science the
You were
Congregation.
in science.
Oh,
you were in the
that's
Science
right.
Congregation one shot. So that
That's
was
right.
okay. Cool. But now we have Zekas Torrret, and I love that Nova and Agnes don't like him. That just occurred to me when you were like, "What would Agnes think?" And I was like, "Agnes wouldn't like the reincarnated."
Yeah,
I
it
love
makes sense.
That's fun. Well, guys, that was really fun. Thank you so much for playing.
Unnatural.
It's great. It's great to have you all here, and we'll see how Zekas. Also, Zekas, there'll be Zekas. You'll wonder if Corinna is also an elf when you meet her, but she's God knows what she is. Thank you all for watching. We have some other games on this channel. I believe we have. We're tried. 2 of the people are here right now. I think we can play a Top Flight Tales on Wednesday. We're down Dan, but I think we have other people, so I think we'll be okay. But don't ever quote. We might. I'll announce that on the day, but hopefully we can play that. On Friday, we're back with Blood from a Stone, and on Sunday, we're back with Here Be Dragons. And then on Monday, we're back with this game. I'll try to have the options for downtime up tomorrow. It might just be the 2 that are remaining, or maybe there'll be a new one. It's possible one of those will go away. Who knows? I have a lot of dice I got to roll. So check that out. Go to our Discord to check into the downtime for this game and all that fun. Go to our YouTube to watch old episodes. Go to the wiki to see how everything plugs into itself. Follow us on Instagram if you care about seeing the weird little posts we do to announce our games, even though I think you guys are just coming from Twitch and stuff. But
Usually pretty fun art.
if you're not, yeah,
They're
we got some
cute,
cool stuff
though.
there. So
Yeah,
go
they're
to
cute.
our Instagram. Would any of you wonderful people like to plug any things or Manzukas any things tonight?
Madam Web.
Madam Web.
We got a triple
Watch it
rec
on Netflix.
triple recommendation for Madam Web.
It's the peak of cinematic achievement.
It is true.
It's your required homework this week.
That director, he's really good. He was in the Amazon with my mom when she was researching right before she died. Very classic stuff.
I'm going to I will Manzukas, another movie that is like, it's not entirely it's campy. It features a doll prominently, which is what I was trying to do. I can't do dolls again. I can only recommend Stuart Gordon's Dolls so many times. But as a movie I actually watched for the first time yesterday, despite I do this a lot where I buy a Criterion Blu-ray blind.
Oh,
because I just assume it's going to be a good a movie I'll like.
Seems reasonable.
And they get me with their end of the year sales a lot. But anyway, House, the 1977 Japanese horror film House. It is wonderfully trippy and funny and over the top, as well as like very creepy. But it's a delight.
Very
and good. Philip, you will like this. It's 88 minutes long.
Oh my god, guys, come on!
Beautiful, sexy runtime.
Laurie's House.
What a great runtime! A sexy runtime, yes, exactly. Oh, good call. Well, thank you all for watching. This has been fun as always. We appreciate you all being here, and until next time, sweet dreams.